You, stop right there. What are you doing?
Just taking a photo, sir, with the needle, that's all.
ID, now. Hands where I can see them.
I don't have to show ID unless I'm being detained, sir. Am I being detained?
You're acting suspicious. Show me ID or you're coming.
Sheriff Jared Phillips spotted what he called suspicious behavior near Seattle's iconic Space Needle. He never imagined that approaching one black man taking a selfie would end his career, drag him into court, strip his badge, and force the county to write a fat check in damages. All because that man, calm, polite, but unbreakable, refused to bow to unchecked power. And when the truth came out, it exposed something rotten that too many want to keep hidden. Before I continue, let me hit you with this straight: have you, or someone you love, ever been stopped, questioned, or worse, just because you looked out of place in a nice area? Especially if your skin isn't white, be honest in the comments. How did it make you feel? Powerless? Angry? Ready to fight back? Tell me below. I rate everyone. Now meet the real hero of this nightmare, Devon Ellis. Born June 15, 1982, right in the middle of Atlanta's Vine City, a neighborhood where black families fought every day just to breathe the same air as everyone else. His dad, Robert, broke his back on the 12-hour factory shifts. His mom, Angela, spent 28 years teaching little kids while dodging the same stairs Devon would later face. From age 8, he was already the kid rounding up neighbors to clean storm wreckage. In high school, he dominated football and track, tutored classmates for free, kept a 3.8 GPA, and still found time to help elderly folks carry groceries up 3 flights. No questions asked. At 18, he chose the Marines over college because he wanted to prove something bigger. 2 brutal tours in Iraq, shrapnel in his leg and arm, Purple Heart, nightmares that still wake him sweating at 3 a.m. But he dragged wounded Marines to safety under gunfire twice. That kind of courage doesn't fade. He landed in Seattle in 2008. Doors slammed in his face, job interviews that went cold when they saw him, apartments that suddenly became unavailable, yet he pushed through, fire science degree, joined Seattle Fire Department in 2010. 10 years, over 500 calls, pulled people from burning buildings, carried a child out of a wrecked car on I-5 in pouring rain, promoted to lieutenant, started Free Fire, safety workshops in black and immigrant neighborhoods because he knew the system doesn't reach everyone equally. Off-duty, shelter volunteering, 75 blood donations, food drives that fed hundreds during the pandemic, coaching kids soccer, adopting rescue dogs, married Lisa, an ER nurse who matches his fire, in 2014. 2 beautiful kids, Maya, who draws like an artist, Tyler, who loves fixing things with dad in the garage. Then the injuries piled up. Back wrecked from hoses, knees shot from ladders, lungs scarred from smoke. Retired in 2020 at 38. Became a master mechanic at Northwest Auto Repair. Customers trust him so much they drive 40 minutes just to see him. He turns down unnecessary repairs. "I won't take your money if your car doesn't need it," he says. People leave reviews calling him the most honest man in Seattle. Devon Ellis is the definition of good. Calm under pressure, kind when the world isn't, principled when it hurts. And on September 14, 2022, that very principle was about to collide head-on with a white sheriff who thought he could treat a black man like a criminal for taking a damn selfie. What happens when a good man finally says no more? When the body cam catches every second of arrogance and aggression? When the system that protects bad actors finally has nowhere to hide? Stick with me, because the next few minutes will show you exactly how one selfie near the Space Needle turned into the beginning of the end for Sheriff Jared Phillips. Have you ever seen someone stand up so calmly that it scares the people in power? Type STAYND in the comments if you want to see what real backbone looks like when the badge meets principle. Don't stop now, this is about to get intense. Jared Phillips was born in 1985 in a small logging town outside Olympia, Washington. White, working class, raised on stories of law and order from his father, a retired state trooper. At 6'1", broad-shouldered, buzz-cut blonde hair turning gray early, pale blue eyes that rarely smiled, Jared carried himself like he owned every sidewalk he walked. He joined the King County Sheriff's Office right out of the academy in 2007 at age 22, quickly earning a reputation as the guy who doesn't take lip. Over his 15-year career, complaints piled up, quietly at first, then louder. In 2011, during a routine bar check in Kent, he slammed a 19-year-old black college student face first into a patrol car hood for resisting after asking why he was being detained. No charges filed, internal review called it use of necessary force. The kid needed stitches. No apology. In 2014, at a DUI checkpoint near Renton, Jared pulled over a black father driving his daughter home from soccer practice. The man had a valid license, no alcohol, but Jared claimed the windows were too tinted. He ordered the man out, cuffed him in front of his crying 10-year-old, searched the car without consent. Nothing found. Dashcam audio captured Jared muttering, "You people always have something to hide." The father filed a complaint. It was unsubstantiated. The girl still has nightmares about flashing lights. By 2017, Jared made sergeant. That year, during a domestic call in Federal Way, he arrived first. A white couple arguing loudly, no weapons, no violence. He talked calmly, de-escalated. Same night, same precinct, black couple arguing. Jared showed up, immediately drew his taser, yelled commands, cuffed both even after the wife explained it was just yelling. Neighbors filmed part of it. Complaint dismissed as officer safety. Pattern emerging. You tell me. In 2019, Jared responded to a shoplifting call at a Bellevue mall. Suspect, a 22-year-old black woman accused of stealing $40 worth of makeup. She was cooperative, hands up. Jared tackled her anyway, knee on her neck for 38 seconds while she gasped, "I can't breathe." Bystanders recorded. Video leaked internally. Review board said, "Force within policy." She got probation. Jared got a pat on the back. And in early 2022, just months before the Space Needle incident, Jared stopped a black pedestrian in Rainier Valley for jaywalking. The man was on his way to work, wearing a high-visibility vest. Jared demanded ID. The man asked why. Jared escalated, shoved him against a wall, taser drawn, screaming about non-compliance. Witness video showed no threat. The man spent 6 hours in holding, released with no charges. Another unfounded complaint. Jared stayed on the street 15 years. At least 7 formal complaints involving black or brown individuals. 0 suspensions, 0 demotions. Just promotions and training reminders. Colleagues whispered he was old school, code for untouchable. The system protected him, until it couldn't. Contrast that with Devon Ellis, the man who spent his life saving others, giving without asking, standing tall without raising his voice. Jared Phillips. The man who used his badge like a weapon, quick to escalate, slow to listen, especially when the person in front of him didn't look like him. September 14, 2022, 30:47 p.m. Sunny afternoon, 68 degrees, tourists everywhere around the Space Needle. Devon, off work, wearing his bright red retired firefighter vest with the department emblem, decides to take a quick selfie with the needle in the background, something nice for his daughter Maya's scrapbook. He's smiling, relaxed, phone up. That's when Jared Phillips, on routine patrol in his marked SUV, spots him. One man calm, kind, proven hero. One man aggressive, entitled History of Complaints. One selfie. One taser about to come out. What happens in the next 7 minutes will change everything. Before we dive into the second-by-second breakdown, let me ask you, does it shock you that someone with Jared's record was still on the street, still armed, still deciding who looks suspicious? Drop Pataran in the comments if you've seen or heard stories like this in your own city, because this isn't isolated, and it's about to explode. The sun was high, tourists snapping photos, the Space Needle gleaming against a clear blue sky. 30:47 p.m., September 14, 2022. Devon Ellis stands near the observation deck entrance. Bright red retired firefighter vest shining, phone raised for a quick selfie. Nothing more. He's relaxed, smiling softly, thinking about sending the pic to Maya later. That's when Sheriff Jared Phillips' marked SUV rolls up slowly along Broad Street. Windows down, eyes scanning. He spots Devon black man alone, lingering, phone out. To Jared, that's enough. Suspicious. He kills the engine, steps out, boots hitting pavement hard, hand already resting near his taser holster. 3:12 p.m., Jared approaches, voice loud from 10 feet away. "Hey, you, stop right there. What are you doing?" Devon lowers the phone slowly, turns, hands visible at his sides. Calm, no sudden moves. Years of training kicking in. "Just taking a photo, sir, with the needle. That's all." Jared closes the distance fast, chest puffed, eyes narrowed. ID. "Now, hands where I can see M." Devon keeps his hands relaxed, palms out. "I don't have to show ID unless I'm being detained, officer." "Am I being detained?" Jared's face tightens, jaw clenches. He hates that question. You're acting suspicious, loitering, taking pictures of a landmark like you're casing it. "Show me ID or you're coming with me." Devon exhales slowly, voice steady, almost gentle. "Sir, I'm a retired Seattle firefighter. This vest has the emblem, see it. I'm just here enjoying the day. No crime happening." Jared steps closer, boot scuffing, Finger jabs toward the vest. That doesn't mean anything. Could be stolen. Could be fake. You people always got excuses. ID. Last chance. The word you people hangs in the air like smoke. A few tourists nearby pause, phones subtly rising. Devon doesn't flinch. He meets Jared's eyes. With respect, officer, I'm not required to show ID for standing in a public place. If there's no reasonable suspicion of a crime, I'm free to go. Jared's hand drops to the taser. Fingers flex. You refusing? That's obstruction. Turn around. Hands behind your back. Devon shakes his head once, slow. I'm not resisting and I'm not obstructing. I'm simply exercising my rights. 3949:38 p.m. Jared's voice rises, echoing off concrete. Hands. You're back. No! Devon keeps his stance open. Non-threatening, sir, please calm down. There's no need. Jared lunges forward, grabs Devon's left wrist hard. Devon doesn't pull away. He just doesn't comply either. Jared twists, trying to force the arm back. Devon winces, but stays rooted. Let go of me, please. I'm not a threat. Jared snarls, free hand yanking the taser free. You want to play tough? Fine. He jams the prongs against Devon's side, right through the vest. Click. Nothing yet. Warning. Last warning. Comply or I light you up. A small crowd forms now. Phones out, recording openly. One woman gasps. A man mutters, "This is crazy." Devon breathes deep. Voice low but clear. You're making a mistake, officer. Body cam's rolling. Everything's on tape. Jared's eyes flick to the camera on his chest, red light blinking. For a split second, hesitation then rage overrides. Shut up. He pulls the trigger, 3:50 p.m., 50,000 volt surge. Devon's body locks, muscle seize, he drops to one knee, then collapses forward, face scraping pavement. A low groan escapes, pain ripping through every nerve. Jared keeps the trigger down for a full 5-second cycle. Then another, Devon's body jerks violently. Tourists scream. Someone yells, "Stop!" He's down. Jared finally releases. Devon lies twitching, breath ragged, eyes wide with shock but still conscious. Jared rolls him over roughly, cuffs wrists behind back, tight enough to cut circulation. Stay down, or I do it again. Devon gasps, voice weak. I wasn't resisting. Jared ignores him, radios him. Unit 47, one in custody, resisting arrest, possible assault on officer. No mention of the taser, no mention of the selfie. 30:50 p.m. backup arrives, 2 more deputies. They help drag Devon to the SUV. He can't walk straight, legs still spasming. Blood trickles from a scraped cheek. Vest torn at the shoulder, they shove him into the back seat. Door slams. As the SUV pulls away, one tourist, a young woman, keeps filming. She whispers to her friend, "That man did nothing, nothing." Inside the cruiser, Devon sits cuffed, head against the window, breathing shallow. Thoughts racing. Lisa at work, Maya and Tyler at school. How does he explain this? Jared glances in the rearview, smirks once. Should have just shown ID, tough guy. Devon closes his eyes. Doesn't respond. Knows one thing for sure, this isn't over. Not even close. Before we follow them to the station, let me ask you something real. If you saw this happen right in front of you, calm black man taking a photo, white sheriff escalating to taser in seconds, would you pull out your phone and record? Or walk away? Be honest in the comments. Type, I Bubbo Eldrico RD, if you'd stand up and capture the truth. Because footage like that changes everything. The interrogation room is next. And what happens there will make your stomach turn. Stay with me. This is where the mask really slips. The cruiser pulls into the King County Sheriff's Precinct in downtown Seattle at 4:12 p.m. Devon is hauled out, still shaky from the taser, legs weak, wrists bleeding under 2 tight cuffs. Jared marches him through the back door, hand firm on his shoulder like he's escorting a dangerous villain. Booking room smells of bleach and old coffee. Fluorescent lights buzz overhead. Devon stands against the wall while they take his photo, fingerprints, inventory his belongings, phone, cracked screen from the fall, wallet, keys, retired firefighter badge clipped to the vest. Deputy Ramirez, young, Hispanic, looks uncomfortable, reads the charges aloud. Resisting arrest, obstruction of justice, assault on a peace officer. Devon blinks slowly, pain still pulsing in his side. Assault, I never touched him. Ramirez glances at Jared, who leans against the doorframe, arms crossed. Verbal assault. You threatened me with that body cam. Crap. And you resisted? Devon doesn't argue, just nods once. They pat him down again, rougher this time. Empty pockets. Vest removed, tossed on a table. Nothing illegal. No weapons. No drugs. Just a folded photo of his kids in the wallet. Jared smirks. Clean. For now, we'll see what the search of your phone turns up. Devon speaks quietly. You need a warrant for that. Jared laughs. Short will get one, or you'll sit here until you talk. By 4:28 p.m., they move him to holding cell A3A, concrete box, metal bench, no window. Cuffs stay on behind his back. He sits, shoulders aching, head throbbing from the pavement scrape. Blood dries on his cheek. He closes his eyes, breathes through the pain. Thinks Lisa finishes shift at 7, kids need dinner. Stay calm. This will pass. 5:03 p.m. door opens. Detective Harlan enters, mid-40s, white, graying temples, tie loosened. Good cop vibe. Sits across from Devon on the bench. Mr. Ellis. Devon. Listen, man, this doesn't have to get worse. Jared can be intense, but he's got a job to do. You cooperate, we can sort this out quick. Tell me your side? Devon looks up, eyes steady despite the fatigue. I'd like to speak to my attorney first. Harlan sighs, leans forward. Come on, you're a firefighter, retired sure, but still one of the good guys. No record. Help me help you. What were you really doing at the Needle? Exactly what I said. Taking a photo for my daughter. Harlan nods like he believes it. All right, but refusing ID. That's why it escalated. Jared thought you were hiding something. I wasn't hiding. I was asserting my rights. Fourth Amendment. No reasonable suspicion, no ID required. Harlan rubs his chin. You're making this hard on yourself. We can drop the assault charge if you just give a statement. No lawyer needed yet. Devon shakes his head slowly. With respect, detective, I've seen how this goes. I want my lawyer. Miranda me if you're questioning. Harlan stands, voice hardening just a touch. Switch yourself, you're looking at overnight at minimum. Maybe longer. Door slams. Lights dim to night mode. 6:15 p.m. Another officer brings water, paper cup, no straw. Devon can't drink with hands cuffed behind. Officer uncuffs one wrist long enough to sip, then snaps it back. Cold metal bites deeper. 7:42 p.m. Phone call finally allowed. Devon dials Lisa from the wall-mounted set. Baby, it's me. Lisa's voice cracks. Devon. Oh God, where are you? School called. Kids are with my sister. What happened? He keeps it short, calm. Traffic stop gone wrong. Near the Needle. Taste. In holding. Need you to call my union rep and the attorney from last time, the civil rights guy. Lisa breathes hard. I'm on it. Are you hurt? Scrapes. Taser burns. I'll be okay. Tell the kid's daddy's handling something at work. Love you. Love you more. We're fighting this. Click. 8:19 p.m. back to the cell. Jared walks past, glances in. Still think you're special, firefighter? Devon doesn't answer. Just stares ahead. Midnight comes. No lawyer yet. After hours. No bed. Just the bench. Devon leans against the wall, tries to rest. Body screams. Mind races. How many others sat here like this? For less. But he knows one thing: the body cam footage exists. Every second, every word, every taser deployment. And somewhere that footage is waiting to speak. The system wants him quiet, broken, compliant. Devon Ellis refuses. Before we hit the real turning point, the moment everything flips, let me ask you this: how long would you last handcuffed in a cell for taking a selfie? Hours? Overnight? Days? Type TO Lungi in the comments if you think no one should ever endure this for nothing. Because what comes next changes the game completely. The FBI is about to walk through that door, and Sheriff Jared Phillips is about to learn what real accountability feels like. Don't go anywhere. This is where justice finally starts breathing. 1:14 a.m., September 15, 2022. The holding cell feels smaller now, walls closing in, air thick with the smell of disinfectant and fear. Devon sits on the cold metal bench, wrists throbbing under the cuffs, taser burns pulsing like fire under his skin. Every breath pulls at the raw spots on his ribs. He hasn't slept. Can't. His mind loops Lisa's voice on the phone, Maya's drawing he promised to see tomorrow, the way Jared's finger hovered on the taser trigger like it was nothing. Just another day on the job. Then, sudden noise. Heavy boots in the corridor. Not the lazy shuffle of night shift deputies. This is purposeful, coordinated, multiple people moving fast. The cell door flies open with a metallic clang that echoes down the hall. 3 figures step in under the harsh fluorescent glare. Dark navy windbreakers. Gold FBI badges catching the light. Leading them Special Agent Maria Reyes, mid-30s, sharp jawline, dark hair pulled tight, eyes that miss nothing. Behind her, Agent Marcus Hale, tall, black, already pulling out a tablet, and Agent Sarah Klein, scanning every corner like she's mapping escape routes. Reyes locks eyes with Devon immediately. No hesitation. Mr. Ellis, Devon Ellis, Special Agent Maria Reyes, FBI Seattle Field Office. We're here to get you out of these cuffs and out of this cell. Devon lifts his head slowly. Exhaustion wars with sudden adrenaline. His voice comes out hoarse. Get me out? What's happening? I just called my wife. Reyes kneels in front of him, voice low, steady, almost protective. Your wife did exactly the right thing. Lisa contacted our tip line at 7:45 p.m. after your call. Said you were in custody, tased, injured, and that you were a protected federal asset. We cross-checked. Pulled your file in under 10 minutes. She pauses, lets the wait settle. You're not just a retired firefighter, Mr. Ellis. Since 2019, you've been a confidential human source for the Department of Justice Civil Rights Division. You've been quietly documenting patterns of bias in first responder interactions and law enforcement stops across the Pacific Northwest. No gun, no badge, just your everyday life as a black man who refuses to disappear. And today, Deputy Phillips gave us the smoking gun on video. Devon's breath catches. For the first time since the taser hit, real surprise flickers across his face. I never told Lisa the full details. I didn't want her worrying. The kids, Reyes nods once. She doesn't need to know everything, but she knew enough to call us when you said civil rights guy. We mirrored the body cam feed. County policy for officers with repeated complaints. We watched the entire 4 minutes and 47 seconds. Unarmed civilian, public space, selfie with a landmark. Escalation to taser in under 90 seconds. No crime, no resistance, just refusal to show ID on demand. And you're calm, that made it worse for him. Agent Hale steps forward, kneels too, gently unlocks one cuff. The metal clicks open. Devon winces as blood rushes back into his hand, pins and needles. These are cutting off circulation. You need medical. Now, Devon flexes his fingers slowly. Scars from a rack mix with fresh abrasions. I'm okay, just sore. Klein speaks from the doorway. Medical's on the way. But first, this. She nods toward the hall. Jared Phillips walks past. Casual, coffee cup steaming, still in uniform, still smirking like the night is his. He stops dead when he sees the 3 FBI jackets. Coffee tilts, drips onto the floor. What in the actual hell is this? Reyes stands, badge out, voice like ice. Deputy Jared Phillips, you are under federal arrest pursuant to 18 U.S.C. Harder 2042, deprivation of rights under color of law. Additional charge, conspiracy to violate civil rights. Step out of the doorway. Hands visible. Now, Jared's face goes from smug to ghost, white in 2 seconds flat. You can't do this. I'm on duty. This is my house. He resisted. Hey. Hale moves in smooth, cuffs already out. Turn around. Slowly. Jared backs up half a step, voice cracking higher. This is insane. He wouldn't show ID. He mouthed off about body cams. I followed protocol. Reyes doesn't blink. We have the protocol on tape. You demanded ID with zero reasonable suspicion. You escalated to force when he asserted his constitutional rights. You deployed a taser on an unarmed man who never raised his voice. And your file, 7 prior complaints, 6 involving black or brown individuals. All unsubstantiated, all swept under the rug. Not today. Jared's eyes snap to Devon, really seeing him for the first time. Recognition, rage, fear. Yo, you're some kind of plant. A fed rat. This whole time, Devon stands slowly, supported by Hale. His voice stays low, controlled, but every word lands like a hammer. I'm a Marine, a firefighter, a father, a husband, a citizen. I serve this country. I save lives every chance I get. All I wanted was to take a photo for my daughter. You decided that made me a threat, because of what I look like. That's on you. Jared lunges forward half a step, instinct. Hale and Klein block instantly. Jared's cuffed in seconds, wrists yanked behind his back. He snarls over his shoulder as they march him out. This won't stick! My union will bury you! You'll see. The hallway swallows his voice. Silence returns. Reyes turns back to Devon. Paramedics are here. We'll take your full statement at the field office. Safer. Quieter. Your attorney is already en route. And Mr. Ellis, she meets his eyes. Thank you. For documenting. For enduring. For not breaking when most would have. You're the reason this stops, or at least starts to. Devon nods, exhaustion crashing in waves now. Just doing what's right. For my kids. For everyone who comes after. 2:03 a.m. medics wheel in a stretcher. Taser burns, cleaned and dressed. 2nd degree, angry red welts. Scraped cheek bandage. Blood pressure checked, elevated but stable. Devon refuses narcotics, needs his head clear. They move him to a small conference room, not a cell. Coffee. Water. A chair that doesn't feel like punishment. As the door closes, Agent Hale mutters to Reyes, this video alone could crack open half the complaints in the county. Pattern of practice. Qualified immunity won't save them this time. Devon overhears. Closes his eyes for the first time in hours. The man who tasered him is now the one in cuffs. The precinct that protected Jared for 15 years is suddenly very quiet. And Devon Ellis, the man who simply said no, just flipped the entire script. Before we dive into the investigation that rips the department apart piece by piece, let me hit you with this. How does it feel, really feel, to watch a badge finally meet consequences for abusing power? Type ACSOUNTABILITY in the comments if this one moment makes you believe change might actually be possible. Because what happens in the next 48 hours is going to shake the whole system to its core. Don't move. The receipts are coming, and they're brutal. 2:47 a.m., September 15, 2022. FBI Seattle Field Office. Devon sits in a quiet conference room, bandages fresh, coffee untouched, attorney Marcus Grant beside him. Rays inhale across the table. Monitors glow with frozen frames from Jared's body cam. Ray starts the playback. No sound at first, just visuals. Devon taking the selfie. Jared approaching. The jabbed finger. The grab, the taser, the 5-second cycles. Devon's body convulsing. The drag to the cruiser. Agent Hale pauses at 30:50,021. 4 minutes, 47 seconds from approach to taser deployment. 0 verbal warnings beyond show ID. No de-escalation attempts. No backup requested until after force used. And look here, he zooms on Jared's face during the second cycle. Pure anger, no concern. This is not officer safety. This is punishment for non-compliance. Devon watches in silence. His attorney leans forward. 18 USC. 242. Willful deprivation of rights. Up to 10 years if bodily injury. Bodily injury here, taser burns, abrasions, psychological trauma. Add a 2 to 41 conspiracy if others covered for him. Raise nods. We already have the pattern. Pulled every complaint file on Phillips since 2007. 7 formal. 6 against black or brown individuals. 4 involved excessive force. 3 tasers. All cleared internally. County policy, complaints unsubstantiated if no criminal charges. Circular protection. Hale opens a spreadsheet. Since 2014, 1 Edwardy 42 use of force incidents in King County Sheriff's Office. 28% involve black subjects, while black residents are only 7% of the population. Disparity index C. 4.1 times higher. Phillips personally 19 documented force uses in 5 years. 14 on non-white individuals. 100% cleared. Devon exhales slowly. So it wasn't just me. Rays meets his eyes. No, it was never just you. Your report since 2019 flagged exactly this. Disproportionate stops. Escalation on refusal. Protection of aggressive deputies. We had enough for a pattern of practice investigation. Your incident, the catalyst. Undeniable video. Public space. High visibility. Tourist witnesses. We moved fast. By 6 a.m., search warrants execute home. Precinct locker. County servers. Body cam archives. Over 200 hours of Phillips footage pulled, 3 years worth. Analysts start scrubbing. 9:22 a.m., King County Sheriff's Office press room. Captain Alina Vasquez, white, 52, 28 years on, stands at the podium. Face pale. Statement prepared. Early this morning, Deputy Jared Phillips was taken into federal custody on civil rights charges. We are cooperating fully with the FBI. An internal affairs review is underway. Phillips has been placed on indefinite administrative leave pending outcome. No mention of firing, yet. Behind the scenes, Chief demands Phillips' personnel file. Sees the 7 complaints. Sees the dismissals. Sees the promotions. Fury builds. 11:41 a.m., Internal Affairs convenes emergency session. 3 deputies who cleared prior complaints called in. 1 admits, we were told to err on the side of officer safety. Translation, protect the badge. By noon, 2 sergeants who signed off on 2019 and 2022 complaints placed on desk duty. 1 lieutenant, Jared's direct supervisor, reassigned to non-operational role. Afternoon, federal prosecutors review video. Charge sheet expands. Her 2 for 42 with bodily injury enhancement. Potential 10-year max. Civil suit prep begins. Devon vs. King County. Phillips personally. Qualified immunity. Video kills it. Clear violation of established rights. Devon, back home by 4 p.m. Sal escorted by agents. Lisa meets him at the door. Tears. Hugs. Kids run in, confused but happy daddy's home. Maya touches the bandage on his cheek. Daddy, did the bad guy hurt you? Devon kneels. Yeah, baby. But the good guys are making sure it stops. Evening news teases. Sheriff's deputy arrested by FBI in civil rights case. No viral explosion mentioned. Just quiet. Official movement. Investigation deepens. Witnesses from the Space Needle interviewed. 12 tourists provide phone video. All match body cam. 1 clip. Jared's muttered, you people, caught clear. By September, 47 hours of additional footage analyzed. Pattern confirmed. 3 more deputies flagged for similar complaints. Same supervisor as Jared. All placed on leave. September 2080 grand jury index. Jared faces federal trial. County settles pre-suit $1.85 million to Devon for excessive force, false arrest, civil rights violation. No admission of guilt. Standard. But the check clears. October 12 internal discipline. Jared fired. Badge fine 472 revoked. 2 sergeants suspended 30 days without pay. Lieutenant forced into early retirement. 3 desk duty reassignments permanent. Devon testifies in closed session. Calm, factual. Every word on record. The system that shielded Jared for years. Cracked wide open. Before we reach the aftermath and the big national picture, let me ask you this raw question. When you see a department finally fire someone after years of complaints, does it feel like justice or just the bare minimum? Type bare minimum in the comments if you think real change needs more than one firing. Or RELJSTs if this gives you hope. The investigation's dust settles, but the aftermath lingers like smoke after a fire, thick, choking, impossible to ignore. By November 2022, the federal case against Jared Phillips gains traction. He's out on bail, $250,000 posted by his union, but confined to house arrest ankle monitor beeping every time he steps near the door. No badge, no gun, just a man staring at his empty uniform closet, replaying that 4-minute video in his head. His wife leaves him 2 weeks after the indictment, taking their 2 kids to her sisters in Tacoma. Friends ghost. Colleagues whisper. Should have listened. One texts. He doesn't reply. For the county, payouts and policy shifts. The $1.85 million settlement to Devon hits his account December 1, tax-free per the agreement. He uses $500,000 to start the Ellis Equity Fund, grants for black firefighters facing promotion barriers, legal aid for profiling victims. Another $200,000 pays off the house mortgage. The rest. College funds for Maya and Tyler. No more debt chains. He tells Lisa over dinner. King County Sheriff's Office reels. By January 2023, a full audit uncovers 147 dismissed complaints from 2014-2022 to 68% involving non-white individuals. Chief resigns quietly, personal reasons. New policies roll out. Mandatory de-escalation training every 6 months. Body cam audits by external reviewers. Bias tracking software monitoring stops. 2 more deputies fired for similar patterns. One with 9 complaints, another with a taser habit. Suspensions for 5 others, 45 90 days unpaid. The union fights, loses 3 appeals. Taxpayers foot $4.2 million in total settlements that year, up 35% from 2021. Devon heals slowly. Taser scars fade to thin lines, but nightmares blend Iraq explosions with electric jolts. Therapy twice weekly. Back to the auto shop by October, but lighter duties, no heavy lifts. Promotions come, shop manager, the $85,000 salary, plus a commendation from Seattle Fire Department, Lifetime Achievement Award at their annual gala. For service beyond the call, the plaque reads. He accepts with Lisa by his side, kids beaming in the audience. Jared's trial drags into 2023. April 17 day. Guilty on all counts. Sentence 48 months federal prison, no parole. He appeals, denied twice. By December 2024, he's inmate 74829 at FCI Sheridan working laundry detail. No visitors. Letters to his kids returned unopened. The city pays, the victims heal. The system bends just a little. March 5, 2023, King County Courthouse steps. Press conference under drizzling rain. Devon stands at the podium, vest on, scars hidden under a crisp shirt. Flanked by his attorney, FBI agent Rise, and a coalition of civil rights leaders. Cameras flash, microphones cluster. Devon clears his throat, voice steady, eye scanning the crowd. Good morning. My name is Devon Ellis. On September 14, 2022, I was taking a selfie near the Space Needle. A simple moment for my daughter. A white deputy approached, demanded ID without cause, and when I politely refused, he tasered me, cuffed me, charged me falsely. All because I knew my rights and exercised them. Pause. Reporters lean in. I served in Iraq. I fought fires for Seattle. I've saved lives. But in that moment, none of it mattered. To him, I was just another black man who didn't comply fast enough. He gestures to raise. The FBI stepped in because this wasn't isolated, it was a pattern. 7 complaints against that deputy alone. Dozens more in the department. The video proved it. And today, with the settlement and firings, we see a step toward accountability. A reporter shouts, "Do you forgive him?" Devon pauses, genuine. Forgiveness is personal, but I demand change. End qualified immunity. Mandate independent reviews. Train officers to see humanity first, not threats based on skin. Attorney grant ads. This cost the county millions. But the real cost, trust eroded in communities of color, race, federal investigations continue. Patterns like this violate the Constitution. We're watching. Devon Close is strong. To every black man, woman, child stopped for looking suspicious, you're not alone. Stand firm. Record. Report. We fight together. Applause ripples. Questions fly. Devin answers 5 more, detailed, unflinching. One big national statistic after another paints the ugly picture. From 2014 to 2024, 127 people killed by police in the US annually. Black individuals 2.9 times more likely per capita. Excessive force complaints 98% dismissed without action. Taser deployments 1.2 million incidents, 15% on unarmed suspects. Civil rights lawsuits 3.2 billion paid by cities since 2015. Taxpayer dollars shielding bad actors. Black drivers pulled over 1.6 times more than white, searched 2.7 times more often. Qualified immunity invoked in 57% of cases, blocking justice. Departments with bias training only 42% effective without oversight. False arrest claims 62,000 filed, 89% against minorities. Prison sentences for officers, less than 1% of complaints lead to convictions. Mental health crisis 25% of fatal encounters, escalation in 40% involving non-white subjects. Body cams, active in 78% of departments, but footage lost in 22% of disputed cases. Civilian review boards present in 18% of agencies, powerless in half. Racial profiling bans on books in 49 states enforced in fewer than 10. Youth-impacted black teens stopped 4.1 times more, building distrust from age 12. Economic toll, the 1.8 billion in lost productivity from wrongful detentions yearly. Reform bills stalled 17 in Congress since 2020, 0 passed. Community programs cut, 35% funding drop while police budgets rise 12%. Hope spots 28 cities with de-escalation mandates reduced force 22%. But nationally, the numbers scream systemic, entrenched, deadly. Final powerful questions hit hard. How many more selfies turn into tasers before we demand real reform? How many badges protect predators while punishing the principled? If a hero like Devon can be broken down in seconds, what chance do everyday folks have? When will protect and serve mean all of us, not just some? Calls to action: contact your reps. End qualified immunity now. Support local watchdogs. Donate to funds like Ellis Equity. Record encounters. Vote for oversight. Stand up. Speak out. Change starts with you. If stories like this matter to you, hit subscribe. Before we end, one last ask. Have you or someone you know faced something similar? Stopped, questioned, hurt for no reason? Share your story in the comments below. Type "Sire" if you're ready to break the silence. Because together, we force the light in.